Welcome to the Carolina Business Leadership Show, where entrepreneurs and executives across the Carolinas share real stories about growth, grit, and leadership. Today's guest is Kat Bartlett, General Manager of the Morning Jump, a family-owned coffee shop located just outside the gates of Fort Liberty. For more than a decade, Kat has helped grow the business her parents built from the ground up, evolving from long days behind the counter into a thriving community hub where military families, neighbors, and coffee lovers connect. In this episode, we explore Kat's journey from working in a family business to leading a team, her people-first approach to customer service, and how community plays a critical role in sustaining a successful business. From balancing motherhood and management to leading through growth, Kat shares practical business lessons every small business owner can learn from. Kat, thank you for joining us today.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Kat, you've been part of the Morning Jump from its earliest days, growing from working alongside your parents to leading the team as general manager. What's one lesson that stuck with you through all those transitions?
So one leadership lesson that has stuck with me through all these transitions is having empathy for my employees so I can know and understand how to guide them and mostly what to expect from them. I have been in every position in the job. So I have worked as a barista, I've worked as a cook, I've worked just with the fast-paced tickets coming in, and I've worked supervising both sides and then managing the whole thing. So I understand the pressure in each position, and I know how it can be, and I know how hard days can be, and I know what it does to people. And so having empathy in what my staff is going through has been the best way for me to be able to guide them through it. So I think that is just, it helps me understand where they are, and it helps me lead them the best.
Running a family business often blends personal and professional life. What's been the most rewarding and the most challenging parts of working so closely with your family?
Okay, so working with my family has definitely been an adventure. We are a very close team, and we have been very close from the beginning. Even like before we opened the coffee shop, we were always together, and so it really wasn't a difficult transition to be with my family working daily together. Oftentimes we do agree on things, but there have been times when there's a third person left out. So it's mostly me, my father, and my mom. And sometimes one of us is going to be left out. It's not ever even the same person. Sometimes my mom, we're just like, nah, you're wrong. Or sometimes it's my dad. A lot of times it's me. But if that third person really does, if they're really passionate about their opinion and their voice, we always do end up circling back to it and readdressing it. Like my father, he's been trying to get this jump burger in our shop for years. I think it's honestly been about 6 years that he's been trying to get it in. Me and my mom are just like, no, we are not a burger place. This is silly. And you know what? 2 months ago, we brought the burger in. And he is so happy. It's not super popular, but he is a happy boy, and it's worth it. So that's kind of what it's like working with family.
You've had the unique experience of changes, the unique experience of stepping away from major life changes, like living overseas and starting a family and then returning to the business. How have those seasons away shaped how you lead today?
So leaving the company has been really hard. It was very difficult going overseas with my husband. I was in Korea for 3 years, and then I was in Germany for about 2. I was in Korea when the shop first opened up, and I was missing it so much. Like it was like my heart was just at home. But I stayed in Korea a lot of the time. I flew back to help every once in a while. Being away, I helped write policies and did the handbooks, and then I would fly home when they had all the staff go on vacation. So I was able to help that way. I left with my first baby for about 4 months, and the staff wasn't totally ready for me to leave. Now that I've stepped out of the shop for my second baby, I've learned how to keep in contact with the staff and how to let them learn lessons on their own. So that's been a little bit tricky to gauge. With the first one, I wasn't totally prepared for that. I don't think anybody was, but I've learned a lot of lessons. It's so important until you're confident that your team can handle it, and even when they can handle it, I've found that the leaders need support to know that they're making the hard decisions appropriately. They need a voice telling them they did a good job, even in reassuring them through the tough things. So, like firing an employee, even though it's better for the team as a whole, they need to be told that it's okay. And sometimes you have to do the hard things, and it's good to be there for them through stuff like that.
When we chatted before, you mentioned that the Morning Jump is built on deep customer connections, from knowing their drinks to knowing their pets' names. How do you instill that level of personal connection in your team?
This one is so easy, but it's so hard. It's all based on who you hire. So it's the team that you hire, the people that you bring in. You can train so many different kinds of people to pull an espresso shot, but you cannot train people to be warm and inviting and upbeat and outgoing. You can't train personality. So who we bring onto the team is the number one important for making customer connections, because they're the kind of people that just like making connections in general anyway, and so they naturally are excited to be a part of an environment that does things like that.
Military ties are a big part of your customer base given your location and your father's previous service. How has that shaped your approach to community building?
So we are definitely a big part of the military community. We serve the soldiers every day. When I'm talking to the baristas about speed and making sure that they're getting through quickly, the customers through the line quickly, it's not so much about our bottom line and making sure that we're covering payroll or anything. It's for our customers. They've come to expect that they can get in line and that they can get to work fast. They got to go to PT. So, I mean, we're very much a part of that. So we've had soldiers that we've written notes for their commanders and stuff, and we're just like, oh, he was getting a coffee, sorry. And he's like, oh, you were at the morning jump? Well, you better get me one too then. It's just, I mean, we're very, very military affiliated. It's just part of the family now.
Can you share a story where the morning jump has made a lasting impact on a customer or the community?
So we make impacts on our customers so much. When they leave, it can be so hard for us. We have a hard time with them leaving, and our customers have a hard time leaving. They'll ask for recipes. They'll email us for recipes like, hey, can I get the all-American recipe? It was so good. I promise I won't tell anybody. I can give it to you, but you're not going to be able to recreate it. I'm sorry. We have people come back to visit, and they almost look like kids going to an amusement park. They're like, I used to come here 5 years ago, and I have missed it so much, and they'll just be so excited. And they'll be like, I used to get this thing called the heavy drop. Do you guys still have that? We're like, we sure do. We'll walk you through it. So it's just, there's not just one customer. It happens so often that our customers are so excited whenever they do get to come back, or they'll get our merchandise or our coffee online and they just show it off and post it on Instagram, and it's pretty fun. Our customers love us and we love them too.
You've gone from working long days with no staff to leading a full team. What's been the biggest shift in your leadership style as your team has grown?
So I don't believe that my leadership style necessarily has changed itself. I do think that I understand just that there are different styles of leadership, that other people will lead differently, and I have a very hands-on approach that never really changed. I've stayed hands-on, and that's been mostly the challenge for me to step back, is because I'm such a hands-on in there kind of a person. But I have had to change it somewhat, but I'm still always there if my team needs me, so I'm always ready to jump on the floor if they do need that. But understanding that there are ways that people lead differently has been the biggest growing experience for me in leadership. It's not just the hands-on thing. There's people that are really good at hiring, and there's other people that are really good at ordering and just different things. So there's not just one way to do it.
You've already mentioned how critical regular communication is within your shop. How do you keep your team engaged and supported when everyone's juggling so much, especially in busy seasons and with you stepping away a little bit for spending time with your kiddos?
So communication is obviously essential. It's important to be in communication daily with my leaders about how my team is doing. They need the support, and they need to know that I'm always here for them. Our managers do weekly check-ins with the staff to make sure they're happy. They talk about their schedules, they talk about their overall happiness with the position, and then we do a weekly check-in with our managers. During busy season, I like to make sure that my managers are keeping up on their orders, that they're ordering enough, just making sure that they don't need me to step in and help if they get too distracted with the day-to-day. So just covering all the bases, especially during the busy season, is part of the communication that we have.
What would you say is the busy season for your business?
So it's going to hit probably October is the busiest month. Halloween day is like always the craziest. So our staff always dresses up for Halloween. We go all out, and it is super, super fun, and it is bonkers. So after Halloween, it starts to kind of die off a little bit. So it's pretty much when school goes back to Halloween. So we're in
Y'all have the same busy season that we have. It's just for completely different reasons. For us, open enrollment, Medicare enrollment, those are mandated by federal law. So we don't get a whole lot of choice about when we get busy. We have to sell insurance when they tell us to sell insurance.
Every team member brings their own personality and strengths. How do you balance different working styles while keeping the culture consistent?
This is a fun question. I like this. So, balancing different work styles and personalities in general is so unique to whatever staff is working together on that shift. So, I have a manager right now who is an absolute angel. She is one of the sweetest humans I've ever met. She genuinely actually sees the best in every person. She just does not see if somebody is not making the mark. She's so nice. She has a difficult time with seeing the negative side. But I have paired her with a realist, and together they're unstoppable. They meet excellent expectations, and they bounce things off of each other, and they work as a wonderful team. So separately, I think one may be a little bit too much of a realist, the other one may be too much of an angel, but they are perfect together. And when it comes to working with the baristas and cooks, it's amazing how different people work together just on a regular daily basis. Our shop emphasizes speed so much. Like I've said before, we have to get our customers to work. We want that line to move quickly. So we push our baristas to be fast. But it's amazing how some people can look like they are moving slowly, but they are actually moving really quickly. They just have like low energy and they're very calm and they're just getting it done. They're very smooth and steady. And these people, even though they don't have that chaotic energy of moving quickly, they can still do the job extremely well. So it's always important to have kind of a balance of the people who have a little bit of chaotic energy and the people who are slow and steady, because if you have all the slow and steady people, then everybody's going to be a little too slow and steady. And if you have too much chaos, your shop is going to be literally like a nut bin. So we have kind of a balance of both, and it makes everything go smoothly and our little beehive run efficiently. So a lot of it goes with having these two different types of personality in there. It's important to know your team individually. So if you know if they specifically are having an off day, if they're not performing to standard, and that's almost always because there's something going on. So if they're off, they usually just need a little time at home, or they just need to feel validated and cared about a lot of times too.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's people that build businesses, and people have people
Yep.
problems, and we have to remember that.
Exactly.
You've seen marketing trends evolve in food and beverage, especially balancing social media and word of mouth. What's worked best for keeping your customers engaged over the years?
So word of mouth has been working for us well. We do have a social media account that I need to post on. I have been failing at that. Something I think that has kept us busy is that Dunkin' Donuts and Seven Brew have popped up within the last year. They are sandwiching our building now, so they're not even a block away on either side of us. Initially, we were very anxious about both of these coffee shops coming in, and it seems that it's brought us more customers than anything else. So we're not too upset about it anymore.
Many small businesses struggle with consistency in marketing when life gets busy. How have you been learning to adapt without losing momentum?
With marketing, I have not. It is on my list, but I probably need to move it to the top of my list. Or maybe even delegate it to somebody who has time to do it is probably what I'm going to look at doing. But yeah, so I think probably delegation is what needs to happen at this time. And yeah, probably getting ahead of it before it's too late is better than not.
Well, that might be formal marketing, but if you guys have a huge word of mouth base, something has worked well
We
through the
do.
years.
We do, yeah. So we're okay that way.
Well, if you were going to start that marketing strategy fresh today, knowing what you know now, what would you do differently?
What I would do is I would post every day. I would stay current with social media trends and make sure I just continue to stay on top of it. I'm personally not a social media person myself, so I don't stay current in the trends, and I think that that's important to do, and that is definitely something that I would try to do if I could go back.
You mentioned that before your daughter was born, you could pour yourself into the business 100%, but now balance is much more important. How are you navigating that shift?
Before my girls, I had so much time to work. It was amazing. So I'm still currently navigating that shift. I have never worked from home completely. So with my first daughter, I went back to work, and she stayed home with grandma until I got home when she was about 4 months old. I would do computer work at night. And now I have two girls. My second is 5 months old, and we're getting in the swing of it. So I do a lot of work at night, and then I try to do a lot of work during naps. And my biggest help with this balance is coffee. I drink a lot of coffee.
Well, that's fortunate given the family business.
I know, I get it for free, believe that or not.
What's one habit or boundary that's helped you protect your personal time without sacrificing for the business? success?
So one habit that I made with my first daughter was I tried not to be on the phone around her. And this isn't something that I could always do depending on the situation that I was in, but I tried to set my phone to the side and not look at emails or texts when it was just me and her. Because of this, I've developed a habit of being a little bit more present with my girls when I am there. And if I have a helper or somebody in the room, like dad's home or my parents are there, their grandparents, I quickly take advantage of those situations, and that's when I jump on my phone and it'll get some work done. But yeah, mostly just really trying to separate it and be present when I am with my babies has helped.
Well, you said that you don't exactly feel that your leadership style has changed much, but how do you feel that the way you will lead will evolve over the next few years as both your family and your business grows?
So I see that I will probably need to let go of the day-to-day activities more, definitely. It's been the biggest struggle for me from the beginning, but I think it is definitely what we will need in order for us to grow. And to take that next step, I think I will need to train my managers and train them to train leadership to be able to move forward.
That shift from working in your business to being more working on your business it's one of those trends that as we spend more time in leadership, we find ourselves maturing into. So it looks like you have a great next phase in front of you. When you think about when you think about the future of the morning jump, what's your vision for the next 5 to 10 years?
So the vision for the next 5 to 10 years is this. We are hoping to be roasting for larger companies. So we want to be roasting, getting our coffee into stores and to other coffee shops. So we're excited to just be sending out our coffee to people and what we've made.
Are there any new offerings, partnerships, or community projects you'd like to explore?
So like Walmart, we're trying to work with at the moment. I'm finishing up the application for that, and Amazon as well. We're pretty passionate about our roasts. We got the roaster in the back there now. I don't know if you can see him, but we try to keep our specialty coffee more on the affordable side for people, and so everybody can purchase it and have something delicious at home.
If you could give one piece of advice to someone who's opening a small business today, what would that be?
I would say buckle in. It's going to be a wild ride. I think it can be so much fun, and I think that I have had so much fun doing it with my family. I don't even know how it would be if my family wasn't involved in it, because we are so in and out of it together. Day in and day out, and so I think it's nice being there with them. And so if you can do it with family, do that. I don't know if everybody can do that though. But it's fun.
What's your go-to coffee order when you're not behind the counter?
My go-to coffee order, well, I drink whatever is available right now. So when I'm at home, I have like 2 shots of espresso with some honey and some milk. I was out on the road the other day and it was coffee time in the afternoon and I didn't have a chance to get home and get it. So I called the manager at the shop. I was like, "Can you make me a coffee?" And she was like, "Yeah, what would you like?" And I was like, "Okay, you're gonna totally judge me for this. I want an 8-ounce latte, but I want 2 shots of espresso in it and a little bit of water." She's like, "You're crazy, but okay." So I just like it strong and however I can get it right now.
If you could have coffee with any business leader or entrepreneur, living or not, who would that be and why?
So I thought a little bit about this. I think the person that I would like to meet would be the owner of Dirtbag Ales. He's a local person, and what they've done with their business has been so interesting to me. It really brings in community, and it really brings people together while they're still expanding and able to sell their beer in stores. So it's like a big park almost that they have. So they have a park for kids to play in. They have big markets that they set up every year. We've gone and served coffee at the markets before. And then inside they have all of their beer on tap. And so it's just super fun how they've created this community setting, and then they also are able to distribute it to stores and just expand that way. And I think it would be really fun to hear their story.
That's cool. Tell me the name of the company again.
Dirtbag Ales.
So, pop quiz, Kat. Is there a book or
Okay.
a podcast or a YouTube channel that you have found to be useful to you as a business leader that you might recommend to our listeners?
No, I'm sorry. I don't get too much time to read right now or listen to podcasts. I listen to the ABCs a lot. Not much at the moment,
That's fair.
but
Very
in the next couple of years when I can, I would love to sit down with a book.
I get it. I get it. You're at a very full season of life right now. Well, I know
Right.
that you said your social media isn't as active as you would like it to be at the moment, but tell our listeners
Yeah.
where they could connect with you guys.
So we are at themorningjump.com. You can see that on Instagram, Facebook. It's just themorningjump.com.
And is your coffee available for ordering online?
It is. Same thing.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, I want to thank you for your time today. Before we let you go, is there any other piece of advice that you might offer to a young entrepreneur out there, and maybe especially a young woman who is thinking about starting a business while she's also taking care of her family?
Yeah, I mean, it's long hours, it's a lot of work, but it can be very rewarding, and it's nice to be home for sure. I've missed that with my first one, and it's nice to be able to be with both my girls now. But it's a lot of work. It's a lot of fun. But buckle in, like I said.
Excellent.
Thanks for listening to the Carolina Business Leadership Show. If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who would benefit from these leadership lessons. And if you know a business leader with a great story to tell, we'd love to hear from you. Reach out and help us continue spotlighting leaders across the Carolinas. Finally, if you live in North or South Carolina and need help with health, life, or Medicare insurance, don't hesitate to contact the Lifetime Insurance Agency team. We're here to help you protect what matters most. Thanks again for listening. We'll see you next time.